Okay, thanks, Finker, and congratulations to Todd and Kara and Timmy. Where's Timmy? Timmy still here? There's Timmy. Yeah, this is the first year I've ever won this tournament, so I finally got a good team that Finker put me with. Finally, I think. But anyway, that was fun, and we made some long putts today. Timmy made some, I made a few, Todd, Kara made a few good shots here and there, so it was a fun deal. I want to introduce the coaches real quick. I think about all of our guys are here. Go around the room. We'll start with Ellis Johnson back there, Ellis D coordinator, Brad Loyne, D-line coach, Sean Elliott, O-line coach, Lorenzo Ward, secondary, G. Punter, safety coach. Steve Jr. had a recruit coming in. He had to go back and show him around. It's summertime is recruiting season, as most of you guys know by reading the papers every day. These young men like to recruit, commit in the summertime, so we had a player coming in today. Let's see, who am I missing back there? We're missing G.A. Mankus, I know that, but other than him,
John Butler.
Yeah, John Butler here, special team coach. Jamie, director of ops. Robbie Lyle, high school relation man, does a super job. All those guys do. Okay, we got most of the coaches taken care of. First thing, same thing as last year. Congratulations to the baseball team. Coach Tanner and his guys played super. Played like winners, and really enjoyed watching them compete and play the game. And not only did they bring great recognition to our school, the entire state of South Carolina. It's helpful for everything. And hopefully it'll send a message to all of our sports teams. Hey, these guys can do it, we can do it too. We can have that big year. So again, congratulations to the baseball team. A few items that came up this summer. Most of you know I had a little proposal of getting some extra dough to the football players. A lady in the Jacksonville Times Union, I had the article and left it in left it at home, but a lady named Paris Malden wrote that she was a Tennessee Vol fan and she hated to agree with Steve Spurrier, but she found that the proposal I made very intriguing. And she went on to mention that the enormous amount of money that comes in from football, these guys deserve to share in it a little bit. And if the coaches are going to pay it, who could be against it? Who's it going to hurt? But anyway, this is the normal perception that I've received around the country. Sylvester Croom texted me and said he applauded coming up with this idea and it's long overdue. Now, does that mean they're going to do it? No, that doesn't mean they're going to do it. But it means that I believe they should, and so many people out there believe they should. And so we're just, I don't know how anybody could be against giving a little bit of money to the group of guys that really run the athletic department, the income that they bring in, not only the athletic department, but the university. I think the athletic department gives a couple million every year just to the university. So anyway, I believe those guys deserve a little extra, but that's something down the road. Another deal, the commissioner talked about scholarships being more than 1 year, 2 to 3 years. I don't know what he had in mind. But if they did that, if he did do that, I think assistant coaches should have more than a 1 year deal. I think 8 of our 9 guys have 1 year deals. And they're not going around moping they need a 2 or 3 year deal. They got wives and kids. They got confidence in their ability. They can coach and recruit, and they don't need a 2 or 3 year deal. So if something like that occurred, I would hope the American Football Coaches Association would say, hey, let's get every assistant a 2 year deal all the way through. And maybe that would be a little bit more fair, but who knows. Okay, that's my opinion on that too. All right, get over to football a little bit. Our guys have had a good summer from all we hear. Craig Fitzgerald, our strength coach, has told me the guys have had super camaraderie. They all like each other, and the spirit has been good. Workouts have been very good thus far. Just about all the guys have made them. I think attendance close to 100%, which 6-7 years ago that would have been unbelievable. So times have changed around here. I think we all know times have changed. The big reason, of course, in my opinion, is our facilities were upgraded and we started recruiting the best players in South Carolina. Really started, I think, with Stephon Gilmore. And after him, of course, Alshon, and then Marcus Lattimore, Jadeveon Clowney this year, numerous other in-state guys. And then we were able to pick out some really top players, North Carolina, Georgia, Florida, and so forth. And then up in New Jersey, developed a little pipeline up to Philly, New Jersey area. So anyway, we've got a lot of good players. Our coaches done a super job recruiting, and we're in position. We're in position if we can run with it and put it all together. Just talk briefly about the offense. Stephen Garcia has changed his lifestyle almost completely. He's been on time, no goofing around, being very serious, and has shown a commitment we've never seen before. Now, hopefully that'll continue, and I expect it to continue. I expect him to be a different person. We're still have competition for the job, and make a decision soon as we need to. But anyway, we think Stephen is on track to really perform well and to grow as a first-class person. So anyway, that's where he is. Other than that, from what I understand, Bruce Ellington is outstanding conditioned young man. He can run all day, good speed, quickness, and we certainly believe he's going to be a big help also. Alshon has been to everything, Marcus, all the guys. Probably a big question, the offensive line, if Sean Elliott can get those guys playing well, which I think we can, but we could have a good offense, could have very good offense. So that's probably the key, like always, those old linemen up front. Defensively, just about everybody back except Cliff Matthews. Cliff was a tremendous player here, team leader and so forth, and we'll miss Cliff. But we've got a lot of good players there, and just about, I think Devin Taylor and Stephon Gilmore were the two returning SEC first-team guys, and we had numerous other guys. I believe our secondary play is going to be better this year. I really think we're going to have fewer mistakes in the secondary, and will make us a much better team, especially on third downs. We had some numerous errors back there that hopefully we can get corrected. And of course with Clowney, Jadeveon Clowney coming in, we hope we got constant pressure on the quarterback. We think this young man can rush right away and chase the ball, and he's going to certainly get an opportunity to do that. So anyway, we expect to be better on defense. Our kicking game, a little unknown. Spencer Lanning was an outstanding kicker and punter, and glad to see that he's going to get a shot with the Chicago Bears. I think we had about 8 guys signed within the last couple of days. But Lanning made a whole bunch of clutch field goals. I think he made everything at Clemson, at Florida, and punted well all year. So we're going to miss him. Jay Wooten, in all likelihood, will be our extra point field goal man, possibly our kickoff guy. Right now, Patrick Fish is probably the punter, but Jay Wooten could do that also. So we'll see how that goes, but that is a little unknown. I think Coach Butler is going to do a super job with our special teams. I'm going to make a prediction here today that we score on special teams this year. Hadn't scored in 6 years, John. So he's got an opportunity to have the first score. I don't know if he scored 7 years ago. He may have. But since I've been here, we're going to block a punt, run one back, or do something, kick off back or something. We got some speed guys. Demir Bird, he may be one of the fastest guys in the SEC this year. Little wide receiver return guy, and then of course Bruce Ellington's a return guy also. But anyway, we're looking forward to practicing. We're looking forward to getting out and trying to piece it all together and see what we can do this year. First game in Charlotte, East Carolina. They're a good team, be a good opening test for us, and 7 o'clock at night, so we'll look forward to that one. And obviously the next game is a huge one within the division and so forth, and get on into league play as we go down the wire. But other than that, all the guys are pretty healthy, and I don't think we've had any injuries in the summer, which can happen at times. So we should be we should be ready to go full speed and try to make the most we can out of a team that has a lot of potential to have a big year. Okay, any questions on anything?
Raise your hand.
Steve, there's obviously a lot of expectations for this team this year. Do you think the players will have any trouble dealing with those expectations of being, picked to repeat as Eastern champ?
Well, we hope not. We hope that we're smart enough to handle it. We hope someday to want to be picked. You want to put a team together that is picked. I've always sort of told, of course, when you come from Duke University, where that's sort of where I learned how to coach, you tell your guys they're just as good as the other guy. I mean, you can't beat them by telling them. So right now we got a lot of people telling our guys they're just as good or maybe better than the other guys in the East. We didn't get picked to win the total SEC, which is certainly what we want to do. But now we won't talk about that when the season starts. We'll just talk about the game that week and trying to get better as we go. And again, we got a lot of areas we need to improve. So that's what we'll be talking about. Once all the talking's over, this is the month of July and August is what we call talking season. Just a lot of talking. Somebody said, "How do you describe SEC Media Day?" And I said, "Just a lot of talking." And then that ESPN thing they had us do the other day, just a lot of talking. Everybody's talking. And everybody's undefeated right now, so everybody's expecting good years, big years, and but you got to go put it together, as we know. It doesn't happen, but for very few. So we gotta outwork our opponents and get ready to play.
Coach, the landscape sort of changed now with division play in college football.
Mm-hmm.
It used to be that you wanted to schedule Little Sisters of the Poor and all that to boost your rating, your rankings and whatnot. Now it's you just got to win the division. So does that mean in the future you might schedule differently your non-conference opponents?
Oh, I think our schedule is pretty good. It's a good one. It's not overly tough and it's not overly easy. We always play Clemson, so that's 9 games right there. And we have 3 choice games. We a lot of times play NC State, North Carolina, ACC team. East Carolina fits in that category this year. And then we got Navy coming in, which is a tough team to play. And then the Citadel. So I would think that is about the type of schedule we should play, with 8 SEC games in Clemson and that. I don't see us trying to play Ohio State or somebody like that. I think our schedule is tough enough and pretty good right there. Not too tough and not too easy. That's the way I look at it.
Steve, we all know your frustrations with Steven throughout his career, but what are some of his qualities that make him a good quarterback and the reason that he started 20-something straight games for you?
Mm-hmm. Well, he's been the best here, and that's why he hadn't been pulled out very much, is that we felt like he was still our best guy when he made some errors and had some maybe mental mistakes and so forth. But again, Steven is a big, tough kid. I mean, he can take a hit and he can run over a guy if he needs to. And he just needs to get his focus really, really sharp. And if he does those things, I really believe he can really have an outstanding year. I mean, outstanding. You got to keep that mind working. Quarterbacks, it's a mental game. Probably 80% mental for quarterbacks. So if he could keep his mind sharp all year, he could have a big year. Then again, Connor Shaw is going to have an opportunity. We're going to have competition, just like we said we were. So we'll go from there.
Why do his teammates like him?
I think they like him because he goes to all the workouts, and he's a good guy around his teammates. He's not, he's just had a few issues where he's done some stupid things that gets him in trouble. So if we can eliminate those things, he's fine. He's already graduated. He's smart. He just had some bad moments of, why'd you do that? So anyway, we're going to hopefully get rid of those moments.
Is he fully reinstated at this point as far as the university goes? Is he good to practice?
No, it's not August 1st yet, Travis.
I just mean,
We got to stick with the calendar now. Don't get us ahead of the calendar. We'll make a decision August the 1st, okay?
Coach, you've got Stephen Garcia headed down the right path, it appears, but his quarterback's coach. Would you care to comment about what happened earlier this week?
Well, obviously, I think everybody knows what happened, and GA is very remorseful. He knows that if he has one more incident such as this, you know, his coaching career could be over. We all know that. All these coaches know that. So he'll take the punishment, and hopefully it'll be a good lesson for all coaches, head, assistant, whatever, and go from there.
Steve, how do you guys adjust with GA suspended? I mean, do you take over some of the quarterback teaching when it comes to practice?
Yeah, I've tried to take over that even when he was there. So if he's not out there, we'll still be able to practice.
Steve, on that same line, have you made a decision? Will GA be back this season, or is that still kind of up in the air?
Yeah, I think he's going to be back this season. Okay.
Any more questions?
Josh.
You mentioned in your opening remarks that you might have a very good offense. When's the last time you think you had a very good offense, and how much more fun do you have when you do?
Well, the last very good one was 2001 at Florida. Rex Grossman and that bunch of guys was very good. That team didn't win anything though. Finished third in the nation and got beat the last game. We played 2 close games, lost both of them. And team finished third in the nation and didn't win anything. Didn't win the division or the SEC or won the Orange Bowl, but still didn't do much anything. So, and that can happen sometimes when you really have a good team. But yeah, those guys were very good, throwing and catching and running it. But we had a heck of a defense that year too. Heck, defense was first in the conference. First in offense, first in defense. And one of the best teams we had down there, and lost the close game in Tennessee 34-32 and didn't win anything. So sometimes it happens like that. And sometimes you can win with a team that maybe not as great as the others, but you just play better that day, win the right games, so forth.
You have more fun when the offense is very good.
Oh, we all have more fun, and the backup players get to play. You know, it's super for the team when the scout team guys and the walk-ons and the backup guys get to play about a quarter or so. We had one game like that last year, and we put the backups in against Troy, and they were so lousy we had to put starters back in. It was embarrassing. We couldn't make a first down, and our defense couldn't stop them, and we had to put some of the starters back in just to get through the game. It wasn't close, but we weren't performing very well. So we tried to tell those backup guys, if you're going to play, you got to go play well, or don't go out there and stink it up. So hopefully we can get backups to play well and hopefully have those kind of games, but who knows yet. Okay, Phil.
Yeah, Steve, what about being a favorite and how that maybe changes the way things are now that you're one of the targeted teams, not only in the SEC, but people are talking about you in terms of a national championship?
Oh, Phil, we don't worry about that. All we got to do is look at our record book around here. All we got to do is look at our history. We're not getting all pumped up. It's okay for the fans to get pumped up, but hopefully our coaches and players understand that we got a long way to go, a lot of good teams to beat. But it's good to have some expectations. It's good to have them. Just got to live up to them. That's what you got to do. Live up to them. Okay, we'll see you guys next week or so.